Hey, welcome back. It is Friday, and you know what that means. Friday transformation. So before you kick it on your weekend and get your self-care moments, Coach Mr. Adam wants to give you some food for thought, some tangible resources. And of course, for this month of April, we are doing Man, Mind, Body, the blueprint for well-being. And on Monday Motivation, just the other day, I had Coach Mike James in the space, and he is here again. Thank you, sir, for blessing us with some gems today on Friday Transformation. And I know you're comfortable in this space because you've been on many segments on Friday Transformation and really got Friday Transformation started for me in many ways. So gratitude for that, sir. But today we are talking about fitness again, and we're being very specific, ages 40 and above with our men and their health. And we are labeling this conversation, gut check. What you got for us, Coach?
Gut check. Ooh, first of all, Coach, thank you for having me back. Always a pleasure. As I always say, love to chop it up with good people doing some good things. Man, this one hits to home. This hit close to home, man. We talked about on our Monday motivation, just losing people, peers, people your age, and even younger sometimes. And that's where that gut check comes in, where you have to check yourself and say, let me be real. I ain't getting no younger. Right? Time ain't waiting on me. My health ain't waiting on me. So I got to do something. And the gut check comes for me where you start. So, transparent moment here. I'm the youngest of 11. It's 6 boys. I am the only boy that didn't have any kind of, before 35, I'm the only male in my family, my immediate family, including my father, that prior to the age of 35 to 40, didn't have some type of hypertension or, high blood pressure or anything like that, pre-diabetic scare, or even more, even having a brother that had a heart attack, right? And so last year, when I hit 40, last year I had my doctor's appointment and my numbers was a little high. It was more of the, hey, you got to watch out. And it, talk about gut check, bro. A drop kick in the gut. Like, I've always took pride in saying, hey, I'm the one of my brothers because health and fitness is my passion. We talked about on Monday motivation. That's my education. It was my career. Even as a transformational coach, it's always thinking about the mind, body, and soul. So for me, that right there was like, oh, hell no. That was the gut check, right? When I go back next year, let me make sure that I'm not being put on medication, that I'm not being, said, hey, Mr. James, we're going to have to put you on this and that and all this stuff, right? The gut check is, that you need to do something, right? And I've been saying since high school that life is like Nike, just do it. So that was my gut check moment, bro. It was like, okay, just do it. So just be more active. Start small. You know good and well you don't need to be eating all that sugar. You know good and well you don't need to be having all those sodas. And so now, man, my 40-ounce tumbler is looking at me right now over there on the table, like back to drinking my water to almost a gallon or more a day, back to activity, back to, I told you previous conversation that the Stab Master was my nemesis at first. 5 minutes was like, oh no, how do people do it? I see people doing the workouts and all this stuff on the Stairmaster. I'm like, are you crazy? And now it got to the point I say, that's my girlfriend. Now I can do 30 minutes with Stairmaster, and it's easy. And so it goes back to an idea we talked about before. You got to find what works for you, and you got to have fun. But most importantly, you got to be real with yourself. So for all my 40 plus men out there, right? You have to be real. I talked about this last time in the tangible, so I'm going to connect it here and continue forward. You got to lay down that pride and then transformation into a pride for you, right? So lay it down and pick it back up and have some pride in taking care of yourself. That now I can be here for the next generation. Now I can show up fully and wholly for the people in my life because I'm taking care of myself first. I'm watching what I eat. Bro, we know what to do, right? We know since grade school, we've heard more fruits and vegetables, leafy green vegetables, color, have a colorful plate. So it ain't that we
Yeah.
don't know. It's why are we not doing it? So that's the gut check. Sit down with yourself and say, what is keeping me from welcoming that better version of myself, meaning health, right? To where now I don't have to be another one of those. What I don't want, coach, is for someone to be sitting here having this conversation in 6 months and say, man, Coach, Coach Mr. Adam, man, it was who's helping you heal. I didn't know, I never knew anything was
Hmm.
wrong. Man, Coach Mike
Yeah.
James, he's so energetic and all this stuff, man. Who knew he was sick? Nah, that can't be me. And as we've
Yeah.
had in a sidebar conversation, I say this all the time, health issues don't run in your family. Habits run in your family. You eating the
Mm.
same crap. You eating the same crap mama them ate. Papa them ate. You doing the same stuff, sitting on the couch, not exercising after you eat all this crap. It's so funny, bro, because here it is, the culture, right?
Mm.
We'll lose a loved one, and then we'll eat the very same crap that almost took them out. Greasy, fried foods, right? Kool-Aid,
Hmm.
soda, sugar everywhere. And so that's the gut check. It's a reality check. And if you hear me say, man, you know what, this and that, it ain't supposed to be comfortable. That's what a gut check is
Mm.
all about. It ain't comfortable. It ain't fun. It ain't fun when you get that news, right? Bro, the way I was raised, my father, it was like he's a preacher. So, I'm relying on God. I'm gonna pour all my pills down the drain. I'm pour them out. Nah, that's dumb. I'm sorry, pops. That's dumb. You're doctor. God gave you common sense too. He put people in place for a reason. So if you're gonna throw all your stuff down, then let's go walk, right? Let's watch what we're eating. Let's watch how we're cooking, right? So
Yeah.
here's the reality check. I want all of you to hear me well, and we're 40 plus here, but man, 35 changed everything for me. It was right after my motorcycle accident, and it was right when I started feeling like I just don't want to get up. It's like my recovery
Mm.
time is a little bit longer now when I hit the weight. This sword is following, staying with me a little bit longer. What's going on? I ain't
Yeah.
pumping these weights like I used to. So really be real with yourself and know that you're not getting any younger. And if you don't start now at 40, you're going to be 45 soon. You don't start now
Mm.
at 45, you're going to be 50 soon. You're going to be 60 and looking back and still thinking about that 18-year-old version of yourself, and you're further from it. And what I don't want you to be is further from that and closer to death, because you can live a happy, healthy, sustainable life, but you got to put some things in place. You got to have that gut check that turns into a reality check and say, let me make some small changes now.
Mm. Well, first, big ups to Prince and Zola. You got to throw that out there. All right.
No
I love
doubt.
when you drop stories about your parents, man. It really makes my heart smile. But you said a lot of great things there, Coach. And I start to think because we're talking about the specific age range, right? And I know with this age range, besides all the body changes, maybe some mental changes, the physical, mental, there's annual tests that starts coming about, right? That men need to take. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny you said this, and I'm going to connect these two dots here about like the space of knowing what's good for us, but staying away from it. So I use this for, an example in different ways. Like as men, and depending on what kind of man you are, if you're about your presence, I'll go in your closet, you have every kick imaginable. You have the gear to match it because, you got to have the pants and the shirt to match, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got all these great things going. You're a good looking person. You got great education, but you ain't going to the doctor. And when I ask you when was the last time you've
Mm-hmm.
been to the doctor, you go, too long. That tells me already the answer that if you got
Mm-hmm.
to think that long, right? So I guess it's saying that for that space, right? That kind of mentality of like the things that are more outward that get the attention, the investment. It could be like our car. We're quick to go I'll go wash my truck ASAP, right? But when I go to the
Absolutely. Look,
doctor to get my
Betty
testicles
White in
checked,
the parking lot. Betty White in the parking lot, dirty now from all this pollen. So I'm going to the car wash today.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying is like I'll go do that, but would I go to the doctor as quick to get my testicles checked? Because I know I need to
Mm-hmm.
get that done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably I'm gonna go wash my truck 9 times out of 10.
Right.
Right? It's almost this gravitation of doing that. And I'm being very honest, right? Like, because I love
Mm-hmm.
my truck, but I know I also love my testicles still. Coach, here in a
Period.
sense. So that investment, why do we get in that space of like maybe putting that investment on the outer things when the inner things are the bigger investment that allows us to continue to enjoy those outer things and do
Mm,
those outer things.
hmm. Yeah, this brings in a mental health aspect of it, that detachment.
Mm,
I'm fine going alone, getting alone, and detaching myself from an issue because when I know now I gotta make a change. If I don't go to the doctor, and this is the old way of thinking as well, right? Traditionally, right, with the culture, I ain't gotta go to no doctor because I'll be fine until I go to the doctor. Then they tell me all this stuff. Now I said, no, you were sick before. You didn't know. So when I get to choose the kicks, when I keep my truck, by the way, I always have to tell people this. I have a white pickup truck and I call it Betty White because Betty White was my favorite
anyway.
golden. So, when I do this and I take care of my possessions, it's masking what's going on inside. Because I look good, it's a beautiful package, but I don't want to go to the doctor. The doctor gonna tell me, "Oh, your numbers are a little high, Mike. You need to keep a log of your blood pressure for the next month, and then send it to me in the patient portal so we can make sure we're good. Mike, you're gonna have to watch this. You're gonna have to do this." My doctor told me, Mike, and it was a younger doctor, and it was the assistant. He was a med student, and
Okay.
bro, I had to swallow my pride. I've been talking about this, right? I had to swallow my pride because I'm looking at him. I'm like, I got a degree in exercise science, all this stuff, but he's just telling me real stuff.
Mm,
Even you work out, you say you work out, even sometimes you may want to watch how much pre-workout you take,
mm,
pre-workout you take too, because that can kind of spike your numbers and all this stuff. And maybe you can go to like coughing. He's giving me all this advice, 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 advice. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell up? And then I check myself and say, you know what? He's right. So guess what? I've been doing maybe just black coffee before a workout or drink a lot of water. Cold water sparks your system, right?
mm,
So again, you gotta humble yourself and take some pride in taking care of yourself. Release your pride to pick up your pride and take care of yourself. And then going back to what you said, I think it's because if we do all the outer stuff, we can ignore what's going on inside. So go to the
mm.
doctor, get your prostate checked. Like you said, get your testicles checked. Take care of the stuff that's gonna make you last
Yeah.
and be here. Because guess what? Then if I don't take care of myself, somebody else gonna be enjoying Betty White. Somebody else gonna have, all these clothes and all this stuff I got is gonna be donated, right?
Mm,
This ring, like all my belongings, it's gonna be here, and I'm gone because I didn't do the simple stuff I need to do. Take your ass to the doctor. See what's going on with you. Because now, at
mm.
least if you have awareness of a problem, you can fix the problem. You can't fix what you don't know exists, which is why so many of our ancestors before us, they were gone and didn't even know, oh, we didn't even know so and so was sick. Yeah, because they didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think it is, bro.
Yeah. Man, it's so hard, right? Because you said it in an earlier piece of like the fruits, the vegetables, the things we've been told, right? Like they're making things easier for these annual tests for you to do them. Like they'll send you the box to do
Mm-hmm.
the right. And I did that, right? So I did that last year or 2 years ago, maybe it's been some time. And that was perfect. I was like, cool, let's do that, right? So why I'm saying that is that the resources are way different than what our fathers, our grandfathers face. That those older generations didn't have the box that comes to the door that, you just put a stool
Mm-hmm.
in and you ship it back, right? They didn't have that. So why I say that is that was one of the tests that I was really worried about. Coach, and that box kind of process made it so much it made it more intimate for me in the sense of I didn't have to leave my home. It was just a solo dolo thing.
Mm-hmm.
That felt great for me, right? And obviously, when I got the results, even better because I was all good. End of our segment here, coach, as you know, as we always do, the 1-2 tangible resources. And I feel a little redundant because I just feel like you just like dropped 20 in this segment. So take it where you want to go. It don't even have to be tangible resources. If you want to just give your final thoughts on the gut check, the annual test piece, maybe listening to our body, right? Like I love eating Five Guy fries. Love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But man, those bad boys hurt my stomach so bad. It's my
Man, they hurt
body
your
saying,
pocket too. They hurt your pocket too. Five guys, find
that's
like 20 bucks.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? And my body's telling me, coach, stop
Yeah.
eating these. And it's
Hmm.
like, I gotta listen. I gotta listen. So final thoughts for you, coach. What you got for us?
Yeah. Number one. Listen, we said even in this targeting this conversation to 40 and above, right? If you number one, I'm gonna say this. Let's gut check. If you ain't been to the doctor in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, the number one, take your butt to the doctor. Just take your butt to the doctor. Find you a primary care physician, find a doctor, and just go to see where you are. Because whatever you are ignoring is catching up to you. Whatever you're ignoring is catching up to you, and it's going to hand you that baton. And if it's bad enough when it hands you that baton, that's why we're losing people left and right. I told you the story, bro, about two young people in the Birmingham area, man. One was an alumni of UAB, another one 38, one just over 40. No one knew, right? And you don't know until you're gone. So if you're 40 and over, go to the doctor. That's number one. And number two, I'm going to say this, and typically this is an intangible where I normally don't eat it like that because it's about action, right? Because it's the gut check. But I'm going to say this number two is going to be intangible. Extend yourself grace.
Mhm.
Because no matter what the result is from you going to the doctor, know that I took a step. It took some, it took some power. It took some for me to go. Now that I know, all right, extend myself some grace and start where you are. Don't be so hard on yourself. Because if you've been ignoring it for so long, this is what I used to tell my clients too when I was training. I said, stop being so hard. How long did it take you to get out of shape? Okay, 10, 15 years. And so now you want to change it all in a year? Bruh, come on. So, number one, if you have not been to your doctor in the last year or two, go to the doctor. See if you, oh, I know I'm good. Well, no. If you know, just make sure. Number two, even if you are good, it's that if you're not good, extend yourself grace and just start where you are. That's my 1-2, coach.
I love it, coach. As usual, part of this process and what we do on these segments is to provide tangible resources. And of course, it's Friday Transformation. So we wanted to give you some transformational food for thought before you kick it on your weekend and get your self-care moments. And one, I just appreciate Coach coming through to the space and always giving us some great gems. And so versatile with it too, sir. So versatile with it too. So it's saying that health is wealth, y'all. My men, take care of yourselves. Right? If you want that wealth to be extended, you got to invest in that health. That health is going to allow you to go hand in hand that longevity with that wealth. So health is wealth. You are the star player, and you know what my last words are. Who's helping you heal, y'all? Peace.